Hi everyone, Joy here, and I want to do another response type video today. However, my computer is non-functional at present, so do excuse the low-tech substitutions that I will have to make. We're going to be looking at this video on my tablet. Now this video is, it's called Ben Shapiro on Killing Baby Hitler, and it was posted by the Young Turks on the 19th of January 2019. Now in brief I'm going to explain a little bit. First of all, you should by now have heard who Ben Shapiro is. He doesn't really need much introduction. The Young Turks is an independent progressive leftist news source, and while they do make a few mistakes and faux pas here and there, they haven't done anything seriously incorrect. They are generally quite good at delivering news stories, and then they add their own opinions. And I tend to agree with them a lot of the time because I do politically lean left as well. So I say this, the following, as someone who respects TYT and what they stand for and what they do, and I do, agree with them generally. However, this video, I feel that they kind of dropped the ball. So here they are commenting on a clip of Ben Shapiro talking about his anti-abortion position, which then they go on to mock without any signs of real substance, or a lot of signs of real substance. Now, it's really difficult to respond to this particular point with any substance, given that it's, well, you'll see.
You might wonder why these terms were trending today. The first was Ben Shapiro and the other was Baby Hitler. Well, it's the March for Life today in, I believe, D.C., and Ben Shapiro decided he was going to take this opportunity to talk to the masses, and here is just a little slice of what life is like when you go to a Ben Shapiro show. The argument, I guess, here is that would you kill baby Hitler? And the truth is that no pro-life person on earth would kill baby Hitler, right? Because baby Hitler wasn't Hitler. Adult Hitler was Hitler. Baby Hitler was a baby. Right? What you presumably wanted to do with baby Hitler was take baby Hitler out of baby Hitler's house and move baby Hitler into a better house where he would not grow up to be Hitler, right? That's the idea. Thank you, Jordan Yule, for posting that on Twitter. I love it.
Doesn't it seem like Ben Shapiro has injected himself with his own semen, like into his own brain?
Ben Shapiro, look.
What relevance did that last comment have? I'm sorry, I have no effing clue. It was just mocking for the sake of mocking rather than mocking his bizarre position, but I'll continue.
First of all, let me just talk about the baby Hitler thing for a second. I can't believe I just said that. But the baby Hitler premise is absurd, of course, but you hear it from time to time. If you could go back in time, would you kill Hitler? And then they throw in, would you kill baby Hitler? I mean, it's a baby. That's the whole fun of the premise, is that it's a baby. Would you kill a baby that you knew was going to grow up to be Hitler? That's the premise. So the idea, he's defeated the premise, the hypothetical, right away, because somebody's going, well, I wouldn't kill the baby. He knows his room, right? He's playing to that room. Yeah. But it's absurd on its face. The whole thing's absurd, but they're just using it to make a point. He has responded. Oh, right. Shap Daddy responds. He says, his tweet says, baby Hitler. And you have to start a tweet out with, in regards to baby Hitler. It's an uphill battle. He says, thanks to Jordan Yule for cutting 21 seconds completely out of context. The argument was simple. Pro-choicers sometimes argue that abortion lowers crime rates. It is immoral to kill children because of what they might become in the future. This is ridiculous.
Okay, they're right. It is ridiculous. But they haven't addressed why in any specific, in any depth. Now, Ben's tweet response might have been true. It might have been that this clip was taken out of context, but he is the one who brought up the idea of baby Hitler. Oh God, I'm going to be saying that a lot in this video. But also, the crime rate thing is not to do with the children who grow up to then become criminals. It's to do with the fact that if you make abortion illegal, more people will then illegally get abortions.
You're still in the middle of a very real analysis of people who it's at best some kind of psychological hypothetical. And I guarantee you, every time, Ben, anyone has brought this up in a discussion, they're not being serious. No one's seriously like, we need to solve this baby Hitler problem.
Hey, Ben, it's like if somebody asked you, who would win a fight? Peanut butter or jelly? It's not real. It's not real. It's just for fun.
Let's have a serious discussion. So let's say you have a time machine. That doesn't go together, bud. Well, I mean, and if you extend this ridiculous, obviously ridiculous hypothetical, you could play it the other way, which is, okay, so if you knew the baby that was just conceived an hour ago, if you knew that child, when after birth, was going to grow up to be Hitler, would you terminate that presidency? So you're telling presidency. Thank you. You're telling me then that you are okay with the slaughter of 6 million people. In other words, it's a ridiculous plank to get out on to begin with, because it can
And that's the only serious point that they make.
have only one answer.
He's all about ridiculous planks.
Well, yeah, that's it.
He's all about it.
Yeah, and
He's
Dan
like-
pointed this out too, where it's just like, he starts with the dumbest premise all the time. One no one really argues for, and then, like, tries to dunk on you because he points out that premise is ridiculous. It's like, no, you did that. You did the whole ridiculous premise thing. So you're kind of dunking on yourself for bringing up a ridiculous premise and pointing out how your ridiculous premise is ridiculous in court. There have been some amazing responses. First of all, someone pointed out that he did just say, like, the fact that he said baby Hitler 8 times in 30 seconds.
He had baby Hitler Tourette's in that little clip. He was like, baby Hitler, baby Hitler, baby Hitler, baby Hitler.
Isn't that ableist?
Absolutely operating at,
Should I be offended?
It's like just operating at such a base. It's tough to even hear what he's saying. It's like the Formula One race of verbiage. It's like, whoa,
It's called cocaine.
Try it, baby Hitler. Someone said facts don't care about your feelings, baby Hitler. Good call not aborting baby Hitler. You know who else killed Hitler? That's right, Hitler. Because it was a suicide. Mia McKenzie said, if you could travel back in time, would you kill baby Hitler? Is such a weird question. Like, no, I would not kill a baby ever, but if I have a time machine, couldn't I just kill college-aged Hitler? Why is your time machine only able to go back to the year 1889?
For the win. That was for the win.
What else?
Because college Hitler was totally a D-bag.
It's so good. Someone else wrote, I dream of a pro-life movement that cared as much about real migrant children as the hypothetical danger of time travelers killing baby Hitler. And then John Fugelsang wrote, you have to use your time machine to buy all of young man Hitler's paintings so he'll stay an artist and never try. Oh, well done. The TYT Plus app is now available.
Look, I get it. It was a ridiculous premise, but wow, was that cringy. The commenters from the other people made more sense and were funnier than the actual panelists. Not to mention the distasteful laughing at suicide and it was just really, I think, a little bit reprehensible that the panelists were just laughing without giving any context. So here, have about 6 minutes of context. So, Ben's position, talking about this ridiculous hypothetical situation. The first obvious answer to this is that using a hypothetical to answer a real-life situation, that is ridiculous. Abortion is a real issue that affects a lot of people, and baby Hitler hypotheticals are nonsense because you can't actually do anything about it. And these hypotheticals, they don't have one answer, because you can then lead on to a tangent. What if you, by trying to abort or by trying to save baby Hitler, you get the timeline messed up, etc., etc., and, you know, it's a butterfly effect, and, like, there is no one answer, and Ben pretending that there is just plain wrong. So Ben should not have stated this as an argument at all to try and back up his anti-abortion stance. I won't go so far as to call him pro-life for a reason in getting to in a minute. But so he, as a Jew, should have empathy for his people, and, you know, I, as a trans gay person, would have been thrown in that concentration camp right there next to him. Okay, so you and me, Ben, we're the same in, like, you know, in this instance. How do you like that? I bet he doesn't. But, you know, anyway. We all know that the Jewish people and the gay people and everybody suffered at the hands and the machinations of the Nazis. And he might have had ancestors be better off if baby Hitler was aborted. So it's a ridiculous thing to try and defend on that basis. But, okay, leaving aside the identity politics, Ben doesn't even have a uterus. What does he care what other people do with their own bodies and their own lives? Unless it's his fetus, he does not get a say in what these people do. Now, what does matter is that by limiting access to safe clinical abortions, people resort to unsafe methods. It leads to complications, sometimes including, oh, guess what, death. That's not a pro-life stance. And those people who couldn't cope with having a baby, whether it be Hitler or not, you know, they have no other option. And maybe, if we're going down the hypothetical route, that Hitler turned out the way he did because his parents couldn't cope with raising him. Again, Shapiro's argument is not a good argument to defend that position. The same thing could be applied to children in the Middle East. Let's apply Ben's hypothetical situation and substitute the word Hitler for an Iraqi child. Would you kill an Iraqi child before they became a terrorist? Now, according to Ben Shapiro's argument, he should say no. Let's transport them to a better life and a better home. But back in the days of the Iraq War, Shapiro wrote at least one article that was pro-Iraq war and sided with warmonger George W. Bush administration. So well done there. That's hypocrisy there, right, for you. Now, this, of course, neglects that war is a self-perpetrating cycle, and the more bombs you drop on an area, the more the people of that area will resent the regime that dropped those bombs and likely become terrorists out of desperation and anger and vengeance. But, oh yeah, this is logic. Shapiro doesn't deal in logic, despite the fact that facts don't care about his or anyone else's feelings. So, to sum up, my standpoint here is that the people at TYT just missed an opportunity to raise real objections to Ben Shapiro's speech and acted somewhat unprofessionally in their call-out of him, and the better points were made by the people who responded, tweeted, however they responded. They did better. And doing better than a news source, yeah, you shouldn't really allow that to happen. But anyway, I hope you have understood everything. I will link the original video in the description if you need better audio. I'm really sorry about the technological issues that I am having. They're just unavoidable at the moment, and I really wanted to do this this response as soon as possible. So anyway, I will catch you next time with something very strange and very different, I'm sure. And this is Joy signing off. I'll see you soon. Bye!